Welcome back to my channel. It's gonna be Valentine's Day here soon, so I'm gonna make a bunch of Valentine's Day content, and in my 2023 resolutions was to do more try-ons for you guys. So that's what I'm gonna be doing here today. I specialize in reversible swimwear, but this last year it really took over with sheer mesh tops. It was our #1 biggest selling swimsuit of the whole entire season last year. And so I've decided to continue with sheer mesh tops. Now, but I do have access to a fabric printer that can print the custom power mesh. So this, what I have today isn't custom for the power mesh, but let me show you. This is power mesh from my company in San Diego. And oh my God, those fucking people are back upstairs. This is the power mesh that I get from my company in San Diego, and they custom match it to my fabric. So I designed this. It has our logo in there somewhere right there. Kind of tiny to see, not as visible on the sheer mesh. So anyhow, I can customize some of the power mesh, which is super fun because that's what we could specialize in, is matching our reversible swimwear to the power mesh. Now today I'm going to show you this power mesh Valentine's Day print swimsuit, and it's flocked. I probably don't know the correct terminology, but what flocked means is it's like a velour velvet. How should I explain this? Kind of like an embroidery, but it's fluffy. So it's soft. Little velvet hearts all over the fabric, as well as this one, and they had a bunch of different colors. These are the two I chose, and then I decided to go with reversible black and red bottoms so you can mix and match. And we're gonna do a in the making, and then we're gonna do a try on. So I've chose this red spandex from Yaya. Yaya is a cosplay designer. And then this black as well. And that's what we're gonna be reversing it to. And then this is our fabric for the top here. So cute. Power mesh cut, and this is a C cup triangle, and go ahead and cut 2 of those. I trim off the top just a little bit, and because this top is not being reversed, so it's not a reversible top, you just keep it the one way. It's not going to have the seam allowance that my normal suits have. The seam allowance is where you're going to sew. It's going to be deducted from the size. And that's not the case because these are going to stay exactly the same as I cut them, because there is no seam allowance for that. I take the strap and I either use a twin needle to double stitch it, or I use a zigzag stitch to stitch and attach this strap as the piping or binding whatever you want to call it. So I trim it just a little bit because it doesn't have that seam allowance. All my patterns are cut to have a seam allowance, so when we do make the reversible patterns, they fit correctly. So let's go sew it. Alright, so I also wanted to show you guys my really cool binding attachment. This is a 1/2 inch binding attachment. What it does is it adds a binding to a garment. Some old ladies use it for quilting. They quilt or bind their quilts, and then you can use it for piping on swimsuits. So I'm not going to show you guys in this video. I have another video for this binding clip attachment, and that's basically because I was told I could not attach it to my machine. I was told that you have to screw it on. Well, so you tell a bitch no, guess what happens? I'm gonna find out if it's true or not. So I decided to go purchase, I have I think one more in my drawer. This is a 2 inch, and then I have another 1/2 inch, 1.5, and then I have smaller ones. So I went and purchased them and figured out a way to make them work without having to screw them on. Sticky tack. So I'm pretty proud of that and excited. But for today, I'm going to show you how to attach these. I make my straps. I have other videos on how I make my straps. So it is right sides together on your fabric, and then I serge it with elastic, and then I flip it and reverse it. And these straps are going to then be attached onto here on my mesh top. So I have 2 of my mini straps here that I still need to flip and reverse. And like I mentioned, I have other videos on me doing this, serging it, and reversing it. Yawn, I'm fucked up right there. Everything will be fine. Alright, so after I reverse these, I'm going to measure them to make sure I have appropriate lengths for my top here. These are going to be my 2 outer straps. I always sew the bust, which is going to be the inside strap first. And this actually isn't even a strap, it's just the binding, the inside binding first. My scissors. Just going to trim this. So I know that these are my bindings and those are my outer straps. And then I'm going to have one long tunnel. So today I'm just going to zigzag stitch. The seam, let's move you closer. The seam of the strap here is going to be facing out. So I face it out. I don't want it to roll. I don't want that seam to face forward. Just make sure all my things are good. Sometimes it's hard to catch that mesh under there on the footer, or the feed dog I meant. I do tend to go a little bit over because I can trim I can trim this mesh off the back. Obviously I don't want to trim too much because then it's going to mess with my size. I don't want to alter the size, and I don't want both boobs to be different sizes. But ever so slightly, it kind of hangs over right here. And so let's go in and trim that. And then it looks cleaner. The reason I use that binding attachment that I was showing you is because it's extremely clean. And I can use it for reversible suits, so the binding will be completely reversible on both sides of the suit. For the sheer mesh, we don't need it to be reversible because it's literally one piece. We can see through it, so obviously we don't need it to be reversible for that binding. So that's why I've kind of not cared that it is a zigzag stitch right here. And nobody's complained. Everybody buys the suits. They love them anyway. Nobody else. It's just a personal preference on if you want them binded or not. Once you got those inside busts, we're going to do the outside. You have to start at the bottom because you want the extra length to be your neck strap. At the top, I'm just going to reverse and lock it in with a knot. And then any other pieces that stick out, trim those off, and you now have your top. Oh, I just noticed that this bottom piece did not, just by like ½ inch here, it is not attached to that. So I'm going to turn it over since my bobbin is the same as my top stitch and put it under. Now, after I would do both boobs, I would switch my stitch to a straight stitch over here, and I'm going to fold this under, and I'm going to straight stitch across that. Because it is see-through, you are going to be able to see that stitch. Once your bust strap is in there and it's on your boob, you're not going to even notice that. I mean, comes with the sheer mesh top. That's part of it. So let's go try it on. All right, I got both tops here. So I have just the red on red and then the black with red. And then I have my reversible bottoms here. Here, and they are red reversible to black. This is our scoop style. It is one of our cheekiest styles. It's the same cut in the front as the back, and once you see it on, it has a higher hip rise on it. And then these are called sheer fun tops, and they are sheer mesh. I will be wearing pasties under these today to fit in with YouTube society. So yeah, we use a company called Pasties, and she was originally from here in Reno, Nevada, and she customizes pasties, and we have now partnered with them. It's not a paid promotion or anything, but that is who we use for all of our pasties. And then she also does custom pasties and customizes our fabric print to the pasty itself. It's pretty. Right here you can see pasties. We got a stand from them and it's a little rotating stand. We have pasties from Blacklight Reactive, Hologram, to these are fuzzy cow ones. They're like fluffy glitter. The ones I'll be using today are these black and red lace print ones. They're the closest ones that matched the colors that I'm going to be doing. And then these little, they have little, I don't know if they're cotton or what, but they are nipple protectors. So you would put these on your nipple before you would put the pasty on, and that's gonna protect the stickiness of the pasty, ripping your damn nipple off. I think I just spit. So use those protectors so you don't rip those nipples, sensitive skin. Those are the ones that I'll be using today. And we have other heart-shaped ones. They also have these cool refillable, I don't know, refills. So you can, it's like a double sticky tape. And if you've used your pasty, it gets wet, you take it off, you wanna reuse it, they have refills. So you just put the double sticky tape on the back of your pasty and you can reuse it. Because the front of these are so pretty and so well designed, you want to get more than one use out of them, especially for what we sell them for, $12. So, okay, let's do the try on. This is the black reversible side of the bottoms. This is the black sheer fun top with the red flocked hearts on it. It's piped in the red as well with the red underbust strap. I'm wearing a size medium, which obviously I could go larger. We could give some under boob. We can make them tiny. I'm going to reverse the bottoms and then I'll try on the other top, and then I'll reverse the bottoms so you can see the difference with each top. I'm not sure what I just said, but here's the reversed bottoms in red. These this red fabric is the exact same red fabric that the top is piped with, so it matches perfectly. Just the plain red with the exact same pasties. Now, if you can only imagine without the pasties, you could see these flocked hearts really well on my skin color and make it super sexy Valentine's Day. I'm going to reverse the bottom so you can see the black bottoms with this top. Let me know what you think down in the comments of which color combination that you loved best. I believe this is my favorite color combination. I like that the bottoms, because they're reversible, the seam is seamless, but it does flip just ever so slightly. So you can see a little bit of that red poke through. And then the black matches the black mesh here. I think this is my favorite color combination.